football.
You said that we're going to play a game.
I said we're going to play a sport because it's the weekend. Did I specify football?
When we talk about a game, we're always talking about football. Why do you think I'm dressed like this?
Well, I didn't tell you to dress like that. The sport that we have to play is not football. It's actually Kabaddi.
You even know these guys?
Well, if I've gotten you here, I certainly know who they are. But Alex, are you all set for this? Have you been going to the gym?
No, I've been working out. Yeah, can't you can't tell?
No. Well, we'll find out. Let's find out. Siddhesh bhai, कैसे हो?
Yes.
एक बात बताइए.
Alex.
मेरा दोस्त है Alex, हाँ?
Okay.
इसको कबड्डी खिलवाना है.
Okay.
इसको
आप यहाँ से स्टार्ट कीजिए.
यहाँ से?
यहाँ से.
Alex, good luck, buddy.
ये लाइन है. आप यहाँ से एंट्री स्टार्ट कीजिए. वो लाइन को टच कीजिए. आपकी रेड वैलिड हो जाएगी. उसके बाद आप किसी को भी पॉइंट मारे. हैंड पॉइंट, लेग पॉइंट.
चलो, I'm going to do this.
मतलब your hand goes, your leg goes, everything goes, buddy. Good luck.
Okay, start. Let's start.
Okay.
Start. Nice.
Wait यार. बस क्या कर रहे हो? मैं आता हूँ यार इसमें.
So clearly, Ayush, we don't know enough about this game.
Time please. Okay, so clearly all those days at the gym don't matter. Defending in football doesn't matter.
We also need to know a little more about the sport, Ayush.
True, then we can come and school them.
Yeah, come on, let's try and figure out how. Yeah, man, it's actually quite an intense
It's
sport.
fun. Yeah, that was 5 seconds in the sport.
Yeah.
But there's...
aren't you supposed to hold your breath while you do that?
Kabaddi.
Yeah.
There's a lot of rules that we
that.
don't know. And there's also, well, a magic mantra to make this sport as popular as it has become over the past 2 or 3 years. Someone who's going to join us now knows exactly how to do that.
Okay.
Hi guys, how's it? Did you get pasted there?
Clearly.
A little bit,
yeah.
So Pratik Sen is the co-owner of Mumba, which is one of the biggest teams in the Kabaddi League right now, the Pro Kabaddi League. Thanks for speaking to us today. Hopefully you'll be able to give us a little more insight about how to play the game.
Yeah, as much as possible. Yeah, but I saw you all getting pasted, but yeah, that's the first experience because the tackle is a big part of the game. It is one of the best contact sports that's happened in India.
And it's a sport, when you say India, it's all over India, right?
Yeah.
We know it has its origins in Tamil Nadu, but it's also very popular in Haryana, Punjab, every state really.
Yes, pan India. I would say from
Let's
east
walk
to
and
west,
talk.
north to south, every place, every part, every corner, every village, every district in India, I think it's easy to understand. And it's equally same for, even, I didn't have to explain it to my mother, my grandmother. Like, they get it because they played it in their Angan, that's how it has been. And so everyone gets it, and it's been here forever. Just a patch of ground, 16 meters by 16 meters, which is just clearing off a small little parking lot, and off you go. And now it's moved in the new avatar from mud to mat. So it's even faster, even quicker, cleaner, and it's a grappling sport. So anyone who does it as a young kid, girl or boy, will get stronger, tougher.
This league, the Pro Kabaddi League, is a recent phenomenon, right? Kabaddi, from what I read, this is a recent phenomenon.
Yes, actually, Kabaddi has been existing in India for a long, long time. So players were, so it was a big phenomenon in the smaller villages. So if you call it a wrestling dangal, so dangals would also happen in the space of Kabaddi, where 50, 100,000 people would gather to see games, and there were big stars at that time. And I would say, places like Shivaji Park, which is symbolic now for cricket, used to have a lot of Kabaddi here as well, because one of the oldest Kabaddi Federation offices are right on the corner block there. And they used to have these open championships where people would just assemble, there would be courts lined out, and they would play through the night. So on a weekend, there would be many people who would come to watch. And the bigger it got was in smaller towns. And that has always been there. Now, the new avatar came in 2014 with the Pro Kabaddi League. And great that Charu, who conceptualized the whole plot and the concept, actually gave it the right fillip. It's a great contact sport. So,
and then that's key, right? We're at Shivaji Park. There's so many cricketing stories that we hear from Shivaji Park. And you just have a look at the sport being played out there, perhaps the most popular sport in India. What's it been like, really taking some sport, really taking on cricket in a cricket-obsessed country like India?
So I would say that, it is also a Kabaddi-obsessed country, which is what we realized as we went along. And so around Bombay City, the city is based out of, we call it U Mumba as a team. So Mumba was an island where, that's given rise to this mega city called Mumbai.
Right.
So we called it U Mumba because you and I, we all make Mumbai as Mumba, the island. And same as the concept of what used to be working man. So the working man was basically working in small little, I would say, mills around the corner. And in the mills, they didn't play cricket because it was too expensive for them to play. So what happened? They lived in small little shawls where there was a little courtyard where they would come in the evening, gather and have a game. So there are more than 1,600, 1,700 clubs in Bombay City.
Right.
But once you come to Shivaji Park, yes, you do see a lot more cricket, a lot of cricket.
Clearly, cricket is by far and away the most popular sport, but some of the stories that we've been reading, some of the numbers that we've been seeing, the viewership of Kabaddi seemingly challenging the IPL, right?
For sure, for sure. Actually, that's what we would say, that I wouldn't completely trust that cricket is the largest sport. It is the big sport, people in India, we all love it. But there is an existence of this sport which is kind of there because of the working man and woman. And it's always been there. It's been around, it's been played, but it's been played in, it hasn't got the focus that it has because of the PKL, and which has been, remarkable for the sport. It's been now, it's come up to be a choice of a livelihood for an athlete who's then saying that, look, here's the shot, here's my sport, here's what I can afford to play at all times, and which I've been doing, and in any muddy patch anywhere in this country, and here's a shot that I can
But give us a sense of how the transition has been, right? It's been just 3 years.
Yes.
You started with 8 teams, I believe.
That's right.
And I'm guessing that the players' monetization and their earning has gone up significantly.
Substantially, yeah. In those between 15, 20, 35, 40,000 is where their salary packages were.
Right.
And on the first auction, most of them in a month made between 5 to 15 lakhs.
Okay.
Right.
And now it's gone from an average will be around 18 to 25, all the way upwards to close to 1 crore.
Why did it take so long for someone to come out there and say, hey, let's make this a pro Kabaddi league and let's popularize it and make it a commercially viable property?
Well, I guess that's what, as a sport business we're arriving at, because in India, I would say as a large country like ours with a population base of this, which is so large, I think there is an existent possibility of having at least 3 to 5 sports that are really out there, along with cricket,
right,
who many more people can say, look, I can play this and I can play this at a professional level and I can be happy playing it. So, yes, and I would say, Mr. Anand Mahindra and Charu Sharma took the first, challenge up, and Star came along and they've built it to what it is. Without them, this wouldn't have been possible. The minute it went to TV, which is what, my founder Ronnie would also say, that you got to place the sport on the largest platform where millions of people can watch it. And here's the population base that actually would want to watch it.
Has viewership been, very encouraging on your? I believe it's on Hotstar.
It's on Hotstar.
As compared to people watching it on Star Sports HD,
I wouldn't know the exact split, but I think it's a phenomenal growth from both sides, and Star would also be able to vouch for it. Yeah. Because the first season by itself, we were, I think, close to around 450 million or 429 million people had watched it on season 1, and the numbers have only grown from there. And the good part is 35 to 40% are women who are watching it.
You guys over the last year have also expanded in terms of the number of teams.
Yeah.
Is it something that you can sustain if you keep getting more teams in, hence more matches, hence longer seasons? Is it something that can be sustained?
I think it's definitely possible, because in any evolved league you play between 6 to 9 months.
Yes.
And it's taxing on your body, but then you have a longer, deeper team strength. And right now in Pro Kabaddi also, we were 8 teams and a shorter season of 1 month.
Right.
And now it's come to a point where we're saying that, look, there are 12 teams, and team strength has become between 18 to 20 players to 25 players some of the teams can have.
Is this something that you guys would be looking at taking perhaps abroad?
And the game has been played in the Asian Games. So there are, I think, 37 or 38 countries that already play the sport right now. And they're trying to bring it up to 50. It's being spoken that it already exists. Now we have to just give it the push, a new shake up and a push to say, here's the career, come down and be a star player, and here's the league.
What is the kind of interest that you've seen in terms of people trying to get into the 12 teams per se?
Oh, the talent base in India for Kabaddi is phenomenal. the number of clubs in any city or any small little town, village, taluka, the numbers are bursting on its seams. So to find talent now is the place that you actually nurturing is going to be more important, because finally for an athlete he needs to understand that look, if the greatest athlete arrives at a certain age and then is able to understand that how do I sustain my career,
yes.
And therefore he gets fitter, he shapes up his mind, his thinking, his discipline towards his eating habits, everything plays a part, and that's when the new I would say the athlete arrives, and when he does, then he takes it to the new gear, and then a lot of people, just youngsters, see that and then take it to the next level. So I think right now here's the platform. Everyone, all these kids that we saw, youngsters, the boys, they were already seeing that look, I have a shot. And till date my parents always said, क्यों waste कर रहा है time? ये game में चलो cricket खेलते हो तो बहुत सही बात है, बाकी आप क्या करके कहाँ जाओगे? Here's now that they're saying और थोड़ा कबड्डी खेलो. Now he can say that look, I'm allowed to experiment with it, I'm allowed to take a shot. Now what do I have to do to figure this out? And then when he does, he takes his education along a little bit, he figures out how to finish his college or his high school, and then does this sport. That guy is going to give the new analytical spin with artificial intelligence and all of that is already playing a part in sport today. That people are telling you what to do, what not to, and how do you change it, and they're bringing new things to the table, and which is, I think, waiting to happen, and I think it'll happen in the next 10 years of PKL and longer.
So, but I think I want to ask you, I mean, we've obviously spoken about the sport, and clearly, everyone that we just got tackled by, and you seem very passionate about it, and this is something that I'm very curious about. But if there's a lot of people tuned into Bloomberg Quint right now as a business, operating this as a business, the key question is, I can ask it in a million ways, but is there money to be made?
So, to be honest, here's the most important part of, I think, of all businesses, and for me, I think that's the vital one, is when do you start something and try something? You try it because firstly, in your gut, you do feel that that has a potential to do it right, and there are already certain number of people who are already playing it, wanting to see it, and have played it. That was an easier question. Now it's been answered. 5 seasons, bang on.
Absolutely.
I think the evolution will also now happen where brands will start seeing that, okay, this is also in my selection list, that I'm going to put in certain amount of money towards it, and then back it to the hilt. Like cricket, you can see this ground, and there are every ground in India, pretty much 80 to 90% is given to cricket. Right. Where are the rest of the grounds? So we will need certain evangelizing on that fact, and that has to be done both by corporates, by sponsors, and by the governments, or the public sector as well, who can play an active part. And that's when I think the evolution will come in, and that's when it'll fully come through as a business. Right now, I would say, yes, we're not making the kind of money that you would want to fully sustain it, but it is good enough to say that, look, here's the next big thing, and it is here to stay, because it is not dying out in a rush. It'll stay, and it's evolving very quickly. And I can say it from the 5 seasons, and the money that is being paid to the player, that's only been possible, and the number of team expanding, it's only been possible because of people looking at it and saying, wow, this is the next big thing, and it's getting certain trickling in monies that are coming in.
So Alex and I have the unique opportunity of spending this afternoon with you and getting tackled by those guys who might just be future superstars in the Pro Kabaddi League if they continue playing like that. But I want to ask you one more thing as well. So when you talk about, if Alex and I consider a job switch, and we had to play as Pro Kabaddi players, I know we're a little older than the grassroots guys, but what does an average Pro Kabaddi star earn?
So right now, I would say in the 3 months that they're playing in the Pro Kabaddi League, I would say on average 15 to 20 lakhs, always on upwards to 1 crore.
And what are the aspects that you look at when you're looking to hire? So, for example, do you look at the big guys who are tacklers, or do you look at the small? Because Indians, by and large, the sports persons are light and fast. Kabaddi perhaps would require.
I would say the athlete always, I would say, is a one unique quality that he has to have, is that he has to have a heart and a willingness to fight. whether he's big, small, medium weight, doesn't matter.
Right.
You know, he can be a short guy, small chap, he can just take everybody out, and he can be a big guy, he backs himself. So you want an athlete who really backs himself, and then he's going to give it a spin and go and dream about it at night and go and execute next day. That's the guy you're looking for.
So he answered the question, because there was those same questions raised when Messi started playing football, right? And look at him now. He can bully everyone on the field.
Having to take growth supplements, right?
He's still what, 5'6", 5'5". He's small, he's tiny, he's athletic build. He's nothing like Cristiano Ronaldo or a top Stoke City defender. But he is, well, one of the world's top football players. So I think the same thing works with Kabaddi. Also, you know, Supratik, I want to ask you another thing. While we're talking about the commercial angle of it, I don't want to be a party pooper, but the fun bit is that a lot of these players in this short span of time have sort of become stars already, because there's fan followings from their home states, also from the cities, like Mumbai has its players. There are stand-up players as well who are now getting brand endorsements, who are being approached by the media. So that must be an interesting story for them as well.
It is. It's a brilliant story for them. So initially, I would say even social media for them was a big step. Like, I would say first season one, you know, not many of the boys were on a Facebook or a Twitter. Now they are tweeting and they're writing on Facebook, they're on Instagram, they're writing on their own, you know, dialects or finally their regional languages. So they're writing in Hindi, Marathi, Bengali, some are writing in their from the southern belt, and it's also getting a lot of English responses on it. So it's a very interesting mix that it's gone to, and now is the brand that is actually saying that, okay, let's go global, you know. So, and that's I think it's a time where global businesses are also seeing that how do you actually go to the larger pool of people, and where do they enjoy themselves. Now you can't always say that this is how you are supposed to do it and this is exactly, so there is no fitment to it. So I think it's an evolving thing, and yeah, that's why the young Kabaddi player is an aspirational, I would say, a brand endorser as well, and in a new way.
Perhaps a very intriguing case study for a lot of marketing people because of the kind of following that these guys, I mean, a lot of brands would love that kind of regional connect that a lot of these guys have. And he answered a question that I had in terms of where a lot of these players are coming from. And by those languages that you talked about, essentially paints a picture as to where these guys are coming.
That's right. And they're coming from every corner. And the new ones will actually come from even further down. So I would say every corner of this country has some player playing at the PKL that I can vouch for right now. And it'll only go deeper. And when you can, you know, when you really don't need anything to play it, that's when the sport is so easy to access.
You know, today was, for me, it was an insight altogether, considering these guys, we saw them training, then schooling Alex and me. But the fact of the matter is, even when we play football, at the end of the day, we invest in some sort of shoes.
Yes.
Right? We spend quite a bit of money on those fancy boots that we wear, turf shoes, then book a turf, because there's not so many grounds available in Mumbai. Pick up our jerseys, they're not that cheap as well, right? So I'm just saying, nothing was required.
Speaking of which, I'm actually very keen. I don't understand all the rules, and I'm quite interested now, based on the conversation that I've had with Supratik, and also, you know, getting tackled. I want to get better.
We will.
So you want to go and figure out the rules.
Supratik, thanks so much. It's been an absolute pleasure chatting with you.
Lovely.
So next time we meet, we're going to play
and
Kabaddi.
maybe we'll apply
for sure.
To become members of your team and perhaps play in some way.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
Senior citizens or something.
No, give it a shot, because I think it's open to all. But yeah, keep your bones intact.
Thanks so much.
We're going to try
Take
to
care, man.
Thanks so much.
Okay, great chat. The fact of the matter is, those are guys who schooled us.
Yeah, we got to go and at least show up better, right, than we did before.
Yeah, I don't know if we can take a retake or how does it work?
Let's go and ask him. I don't know all the rules. I need to find out the rules first.
Let's find out the rules. Then we'll do a few push-ups, something, and then get to know how to do this, right?
Push-ups.
Yeah, get some. Hey Siddhesh bhai.
Yeah, hello.
Hi, Siddhesh bhai.
Hello, hi.
हमारी बात हो गई सुप्रतीक से.
Okay.
लेकिन आपको हमको समझाना है कि आपकी ये जो टीम है, ठीक है?
Okay.
इसके बारे में थोड़ा हमको समझाइए कि क्या है आपकी टीम,
रूल्स क्या है
और रूल्स क्या है कि हम लोग जब अगली बार
कैसे
खेलेंगे तो हम मतलब एकदम बुद्धू नहीं बने.
क्योंकि एक्चुअली हमें ट्राई आउट करना है यू मुंबई के लिए. हमें ऑलरेडी बुक किया अपॉइंटमेंट, अभी सीखना है.
कैसे है, 12 लोगों की टीम, एक टीम होती है, उसमें ऑन ग्राउंड 7 प्लेयर्स होते हैं.
ठीक है.
हाँ, 7 प्लेयर्स, उसमें कॉर्नर, मिडल, मिस कॉर्नर, ये पूरी मेरी टीम है.
ज़्यादा लोग हैं अभी.
हाँ, ये पूरे इन 12 टीम होते हैं. 12 सेंस होते हैं.
में खड़ा होना होता है.
हाँ, पोजीशन में खड़ा होता है. पोजीशन में खड़े हो जाओ सब. सगळ्यांनी उभे राहा इकडे लाईनीमध्ये. तू राइडर म्हणून या. ये राइडर होगा, ये जो टीम राइड करेगा.
हाँ, तो तो जो मैंने स्टार्ट किया था,
हाँ आपने जो स्टार्ट किया था वो, ये राइट मारेगा, ये कॉर्नर है, ये कॉर्नर है, ये मिडल, राइट कॉर्नर, लेफ्ट कॉर्नर,
ये कॉर्नर है,
हाँ ये कॉर्नर है और ये कॉर्नर है। ओके ये राइट कॉर्नर, राइट टर्न, लेफ्ट टर्न, डैशर। ओके हाँ अभी अपन रेड देखते हैं कैसे स्टार्टिंग से। यहाँ एक लाइन होती है, यहाँ से रेड स्टार्ट होती है।
ठीक है।
यहाँ से अपन रेड स्टार्ट करेंगे, यहाँ से यहाँ तक जाएंगे, ये टच लाइन है। ये टच लाइन को जैसे अपन क्रॉस कर दे, एक पैर बैक का पैर उठाने का, तो रेड वैलिड हो जाती है।
So imagine that there is a line over here. The first line over here is called a balk line apparently. To make a raid, like it's called, legal, you got to put one leg over and the back leg has to be lifted.
तो रेड जब आप बोलते हो तो मुझे क्या करना है? मैं अगर इनके पोजीशन में हूँ जहाँ पे मैंने शुरू किया था, वहाँ से मैं भाग के आओ, मेरे को क्या करना है इधर जीतने के लिए? जैसे फुटबॉल में मैं गोल मारूंगा,
ओके रेड
इधर मेरे को क्या करना है?
यहाँ से रेड जब स्टार्ट होती है तो फर्स्ट वैलिड रेड होने के लिए यहाँ पे टच लाइन होती है। वो टच लाइन को अपन टच करके ये बैक पे लेग्स उठाने का, तो हमारी रेड वैल्यू रहती है। उसके बाद हम लोग पॉइंट्स के लिए दौड़ते हैं, यहाँ से वहाँ, यहाँ से वहाँ, ऐसे पॉइंट के लिए। अगर पॉइंट
यहाँ पे ज्यादा पॉइंट मिलते हैं, यहाँ पे कम, ऐसा कुछ
नहीं है। ये अपने टेक्निक्स पे है, मतलब हम लोग जैसे खेल सकते हैं वैसे, मतलब हम खूब बहुत अच्छे खेल रहे हैं तो हम इसको भी पॉइंट मार सकते हैं, दौड़ के इसको भी पॉइंट मार सकते हैं।
और
तो
ये मुझे रोकने की कोशिश करेंगे।
हाँ ये आपको रोकने की, टैकल करने की कोशिश करेंगे।
और ये टैकल ये इस लाइन के इस पार नहीं आ सकते।
हाँ उस पार, वो लाइन के पार अगर मैं जाता हूँ हाँ तो पॉइंट्स मुझे मिलेंगे। और ये बाहर हो जाएंगे, टीम के बाहर, मतलब आउट हो जाएंगे। हाँ तो अभी मैंने रेड स्टार्ट किया, इसको टच किया, टच हो गया, मेरी रेड वैलिड हो गई, मैं वापस भी जा सकता हूँ पीछे। हाँ मेरा रेड खत्म हो सकता है, मैं वापस आ सकता हूँ। अगर ये मैं लाइन क्रॉस नहीं करता हूँ
जी
तो मेरी रेड वैलिड नहीं है। मैं अगर वहाँ तक वो लाइन को टच करने आ जाता हूँ तो मैं आउट हो जाऊंगा खुद। हाँ अगर मैं रेड स्टार्ट होने के बाद ये लाइन टच करता हूँ और सेकेंडली ये लाइन बोनस लाइन सेम,
एक और लाइन है उसके पीछे, वो बोनस लाइन है।
एक और लाइन है, एक बोनस लाइन, ये बोनस लाइन है। अगर मैं इसको टच करता हूँ तो मुझे बिना किसी को पॉइंट मारे मुझे एक पॉइंट मिल सकता है। ओके तो ये काफी डिफिकल्ट है लेकिन हो सकता है। हाँ थोड़ा स्पीड के साथ थोड़ा अपन ये लाइन क्रॉस करके निकल जाए, ये आपको पकड़ने आने वाले हैं। हाँ उनको बचा के ये मुझे क्रॉस करना है, क्रॉस करके
स्ट्रैटेजी है।
हाँ ये स्ट्रैटेजी है, तो ये काफी ट्रिक में होता है।
और एक बात बताइए, तो जो रेडर है उसको पॉइंट मिलते हैं ये सब टच वच करने में, डिफेंडर को क्या पॉइंट मिलते हैं?
डिफेंडर को अगर मुझे कैच कर लिया उन्होंने, मैं अगर दौड़ता हूँ मुझे पॉइंट नहीं मिलता है और उन लोग ने मुझे कैच कर लिया तो ये टीम को एक पॉइंट मिल जाता है।
अगर मैंने दो बंदे को टच किया और उसके बाद मेरे को कैच किया तो क्या होता है?
तो आप आउट हो जाएंगे,
तो मुझे 2 पॉइंट नहीं मिलेंगे।
आप खुद आउट हो जाएंगे। अगर उनको 2 पॉइंट को एक मिलके आप वो लाइन क्रॉस करते हो,
मेरी पीछे वाली,
हाँ आपकी पीछे वाली जो मेन लाइन होती है, मिडल लाइन, तो आपको पॉइंट मिलेगा।
मैक्सिमम किसको पॉइंट मिला है? मैक्सिमम कितने पॉइंट मिला है किसी एक को?
मैक्सिमम आप कितने भी पॉइंट ले सकते हो, मतलब
एक्चुअल गेम में कितना?
एक्चुअल मतलब जो बाकी के गेम्स होते हैं 6 पॉइंट। यू अभी जो फिलहाल एक मैच सीजन 5 हुआ प्रो कबड्डी का, प्रदीप नरल को 6 पॉइंट मिला।
6 पॉइंट मतलब उन्होंने 6 जन को
निकल गए।
आप सब फैन हो क्या प्रो कबड्डी के? सब खेलना चाहते हो प्रो कबड्डी में, या आप खेलना चाहते हो नेशनल्स में? प्रो कबड्डी में। अच्छा तो अभी ये हो गया, मतलब लीग का क्रेज है।
लीग का क्रेज है।
पर आप लोग मतलब कबड्डी लीग से पहले ही मतलब ये खेलना चाहते थे पहले से? वाह वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग। दैट इज नाउ
playing before but now they're more keen on।
ठीक है, तो ये बेसिक हो गया।
ये बेसिक हो गया।
और जो ये क्या नियम है कि हमको बोलना है कबड्डी एक ही ब्रेथ में? ये
हाँ, ये तो एक नियम है। ऑल अपन जब रेड स्टार्ट करते हैं वहाँ से तो एक ब्रीथ होता है, एक ब्रीथ में अपने को कंटिन्यूस कबड्डी का अगर हम ब्रीथ छोड़ते हैं जो रेफरी होता है वो अपने को आउट दे देगा, क्योंकि
मतलब मैंने पॉज लिया कबड्डी, 2 सेकंड पॉज, खत्म
रेड खत्म।
अच्छा सो आप वो बेसिकली
हम आउट हो जाएंगे।
कबड्डी एंड देन गो बैक। आई गेट 1 पॉइंट।
नो आप अगर उनको टच करते हो या आप बोनस करते हो।
हाँ तो मैंने बोनस किया ना।
हाँ तो बोनस करने के बाद हाँ बोनस पीछे, तो बोनस करने के बाद आपको 1 पॉइंट।
ओके।
और आप ऐसे ही टच करके वापस आते हो तो नो पॉइंट्स नो कुछ, आप दोबारा राइड कर सकते हो। तो
लोग क्या डुबकी क्या होता है? डुबकी ऐसे करते हैं वो।
डुबकी दिखाओ एक जन, हांडू डुबकी कवर ला, आप डुबकी देखो अभी। हांडू चिका चालू देख, हाँ, ये है डुबकी।
ये बच गए मतलब
हाँ,
एकदम।
बच के उन लोग से ऐसे निकलने के बाद वो प्रदीप नरवाल ने तो सेम किया था, वो डुबकी की
तो
करके जाना
उसने
जाता है।
6 जन को हाथ लगाया, डुबकी मार के निकल गया। ओह वाओ, 6 people he touched before he got over. That's crazy.
रिकॉर्ड इन
That's
कबड्डी।
amazing.
एंड अगर उनको रोकना हो मतलब डिफेंडर को, तो कोई लीगल तरीका होता है रोकने को? अब सिर्फ लिम्स को पकड़ सकते हैं,
पूरे
हाथ
बॉडी
पाँव
को पकड़ सकते हैं। देखो
एक काम हमें टैकल देखा क्लासिक।
एक टैकल छोड़ा, ये अपन गए अंदर। हाँ, ये एक हो गया।
Well, I'm guessing it would be far more physical
Obviously,
than they're just
obviously.
showing it to us right now.
अच्छा देख, कवर लाओ मधली, ब्लॉक कर, इकडे उभा कर दादा।
Okay, तो ये अरीना के बाहर निकाल दिया।
बाहर निकालेंगे।
सुमो रेसलिंग,
मैट के
सुमो
निकाल।
रेसलिंग।
ओके,
ये काफी स्पीडली होता है, जस्ट
और मैट पे और जल्दी
मैच
होता
पे
है।
तो बहुत अच्छे से होता है। 7 जणांनी एकत्र पकडत होता, 7 जणांची कवर एकत्र, 6 जण एकत्र होऊ देत। कॉम्बिनेशन टॅकल।
Oh, this is तो ये तो बहुत डिफिकल्ट है ना निकालने के लिए।
एक आदमी कैसे निकलेगा इसमें से?
उसको
एकदम में तो वो तमिल पिक्चर में जैसे सब करते हैं वैसे
वो काफी
रजनीकांत जैसे नहीं पूरा ऐसा।
कॉम्बिनेशन टैकल्स, मतलब और पूरे प्लेयर्स एक जन को पूरे
तो इसलिए बोलते हैं कि कबड्डी में मतलब शक्ति के अलावा स्ट्रैटेजी भी जरूरत है।
मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट, स्ट्रैटेजी भी होना चाहिए।
तो और
इसमें।
एक टाइम पे मतलब ये टीम से एक ही बंदा होता है हमेशा।
नहीं, यहाँ पे भी 7 होते हैं।
यहाँ पे भी 7
हाँ,
होते
दो
हैं।
टीम
रेडर
रहेंगे
में
तो-
से एक ही निकलता है।
हाँ, रेडर में से एक ही निकलता है। हाँ, अभी मुझे
मतलब आयुष ने जो किया था वो गलत था।
किसने?
आयुष ने पहले जब किया था
जब मैं
हाँ,
निकला
वो
था, इसको
गलत
बचाने
था।
को निकला था।
नहीं वो गलत, आप दोनों जन अंदर आए थे ना,
तो
वो
allowed
गलत
नहीं
था,
है।
नहीं अलाउ,
तो ये time
सिर्फ
पे
एक ही जन आएगा अंदर।
तो फिर वो बाकी के 6 क्या करते हैं तभी?
वो अंदर वो टीम में खड़े रहेंगे, उनका ये अभी इसका रेड, इसने पॉइंट मार लिया, अभी
फिर
इनका
ये
रेड
आएंगे।
आएगा।
So
This
it's
guy.
a penalty take, yeah. It's like
1
a
by
penalty
1, one
take.
One by
person
one,
in
हाँ।
one half,
Yeah.
right?
अभी इनका रेड आ जाएगा।
Say, imagine there are 7 guys stopping that penalty.
No, absolutely. You and I played football since like we were 3 or 4 years
Yeah,
old.
yeah.
This is the opposite of football. So it doesn't matter at all what rules you know from football or cricket because this is special. I have played rugby before with the Indian rugby team once.
Yeah, Supratik is a professional rugby player.
Yeah, well, he wasn't there in that team, but I got schooled there as well. So what we'll do is, Alex, because now you try once, and then I'll perhaps try, but I won't tell you whether I'm attacking or defending. Yeah, give it a shot once more. Try doing whatever you learn. Let's see if you can put it to good
Okay,
use.
why not?
अब Alex try करेंगे एक बार और.
कॉर्नर
How many? 1, 2, 3. I'm just checking. साथ ही है ना? और
और कबड्डी बोलना है।
हाँ, वो
Continue।
episode that-
अगर मेरे आप बोल रहे स्टॉप हो जाता है
Nah, I'll check.
तो आप
कबड्डी
Exactly 9.5 seconds to knock you out.
और 30 सेकंड्स होते हैं अपनी रेड में।
अच्छा,
मतलब
30 seconds के लिए वो-
ये अंदर रह सकते हैं, इसके अंदर।
मेरे को कहीं भी वो लाइन में टच करना है.
मैं यहाँ से अभी स्टार्ट करता हूँ।
अच्छा, आप एक
कबड्डी
बार-
कबड्डी 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 कबड्डी।
अच्छा, यस, ओ एक बार उनको टच करना है.
या
पर वो उनको भी वो लाइन के उस साइड पे पार होना होगा.
किस लाइन? उनको कोई लाइन नहीं, उनको सिर्फ बैक लाइन, जो पीछे वाली लाइन है ना,
तो
उसके
किसी को भी
cross नहीं
touch कर
होना है।
सकते हो, किसी को
हाँ,
भी?
मैं किसी को भी टच कर सकता हूँ। इसके पीछे जो बैक लाइन है ना, और ये लॉबी, इसके अंदर वो नहीं जा सकते।
अच्छा.
हाँ,
Go, go,
अगर वो जा सकते वो आउट हो जाएंगे।
देखो है चीट करेगा।
ओके स्टार्ट।
I've never even hold my phone. Okay.
Start.
यहाँ से स्टार्ट करूँ? Okay, let's try.
हाँ, कबड्डी।
चलो. कबड्डी.
अभी चीट कर रहा है देखो।
कबड्डी कबड्डी।
Touch everyone. Touch किया मैंने.
आप बाहर गए,
Oh.
आप रिटर्न वो लाइन पे जाओ।
मुझे भागना है वापस.
हाँ।
आधा तो कर लिया, हाफ पॉइंट दे दो.
So Ayush clearly hasn't been paying attention. We're gonna have to practice a lot more.
But we'll get there. Maybe we'll get there. Maybe one day, because practice makes a man perfect. One day maybe we'll not be here doing the weekend show, but we'll be
Playing Pro Kabaddi.
in the league, right?
But thank you, Siddesh.
थैंक यू
Thank you, sir.
थैंक
बहुत
यू सो
मजा
मच,
आया.
थैंक यू सो मच।
बहुत मजा. I think the classic way to say goodbye would be at the count of 3, guys. 1, 2, 3.
Hey,